up guys, it's Bob here, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Azza gt1. So this is a case that has been on the market for quite a while, a couple of good years, and just now on Amazon and Newegg the prices are going down. And on Amazon you can pick up one of these babies for about $100. On Newegg you can get for $75 right now. I got mine from Newegg and it finally came. I have not opened it up yet, and well, only to get the cables out, but I have not explored the case too much yet, so it is time to do some exploring. First thing you'll see on the front of the case is some nice 5 1/4 inch bays for your CD drives and everything, and so you can of course pop them out just by pulling and popping. They seem to be pretty nice. Each one has a dust filter in it, so I think that's nice. They went back and included a separate dust filter in each single CD drive bay. At the bottom, which you guys can't see too well, there is a 90mm fan, and we'll get to that a little bit later, but there's some nice features there. On the side, there is a glass side panel, which is fairly big, which looking on the website you wouldn't think that it's too big, but with the case's overall height being over 2 feet, I could see that it's definitely a nicely sized side panel. So, of course, this side panel here, we're going to move up to it a bit, is going to come off with 2 thumb screws on the side. You guys probably looked through the window, but I'll get back to you whenever I unscrew those. When you unscrew the Azza gt1's window, it's going to come loose like this, because of course you pull it off and it kind of suicide bay door opens. So now the side panel's off, we get a nice view of the inside. So the inside is going to have some GPU brackets here, which can be moved up and down as you will, or they can be completely removed. There is a 120mm fan down here with the Azza logo on it, and of course all these CD drive bays, you can push the little buttons to make them come off, all that. They're fairly consistent with their designs, as well as at the bottom there is a decently sized fan down there. I think that's another 120 or a 140, not too sure. Likely most to 140. And then I'll take you here, and in the bottom, or the top I meant, there is a giant 230mm fan, which is going to be blowing your air out. And on the side window, which I'm going to pop over here real quick, there is an included 120mm fan on the window, which has some nice cords here. It has a Molex in and out, so it's not going to interfere with the Molex connections. However, mine came in box with some Molex splitters. Also, speaking of in the box, so in the box you get, of course, the manual and everything, and there is the case handle for the back. So I'm going to pull that out right now. This is the case handle, which is supposed to go on the back for the motherboard tray, as well as what looks to be some mounting brackets, some more GPU holders. These guys are plastic, by the way. So you can run a whole quad SLI in here, which is pretty nice. I mean, I can see why everybody wants a little bit of quad SLI. They give you a decent bit of accessories in here, such as a speaker. However, sadly, my speaker seems to have come apart. They got motherboard headers in there already, some in here, screws for your motherboard. Pretty nice. They give you everything you're gonna need. They also give you some stick-on material, probably for cable management, and some zip ties. And then this fan has this header. The 120mm fans have their own Molex connectors. Speaking of Molex, at the front there is a single hot swap bay so that you can hot swap your drives and everything. I see no SATA. Oh, there it is. SATA right here. So it is currently up to date, so you can do whatever you want with it. Also, to support your quad SLI, there is 9 expansion bays back there, so you're gonna have everything you're gonna need. It's gonna be pretty good. Also, now we're gonna move on to down here. You can see on your power supply there's a grill. Most people are thinking that's kind of stupid that you'd put a grill down there. I mean, you're not gonna need a grill, you need a power supply there. But the reason why is because at the front there is a separate power supply housing which has a 90mm fan in it, but can be replaced and have the 90mm fan at the back. That's pretty considerate for those people who want one power supply in the front, one power supply in the back, or both. I think that's kind of cool because lots of SLI rigs with older cards run a lot of power, but you'll probably only be SLIing with new cards, which is fine too, but it's kind of cool to have an extra power supply in your case. I mean, who else is going to say that they have an extra power supply in their case? Nobody has 2 power supplies. Also, there is a place to run the cord for your other power supply. However, not like the other cases in the GT series or series of this kind of case. There is no little bracket there to give you an expansion cord, so you're going to have to run a longer cord. Also, the motherboard labeled on the box is RATX, or I like to call it RATX. It's a reverse ATX motherboard, and by unscrewing a bunch of screws, you're able to take out this whole motherboard tray, and it completely flips around. For proof, you can see the motherboard back there is sitting on a set of rails, and that same set of rails is at the front. Also, the side panels are fully symmetrical, so you can take the side panels and completely flip them around. Very nice thought, Azza. Also, the glass side panel is very nice condition, I'm just now looking. Like, this is a thick side panel, guys. Overall product weight is 37 pounds. That extra 0.5 because of the packaging. But, other than that, it's a fairly simplistic case. So I wanted to do some comparisons while we were here. So, for a little bit of comparison, this is a standard CD holder, and this is the case. Also, another one, this is the box that all the crap comes in, size of the case. It actually comes inside the case because of how huge it is. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, you get your own little manual here. It's V-air, it's vertical air, it's got a 480mm radiator support at the top. So you can actually take out that big fan and you could put a 480mm radiator up there for your liquid cooling needs. And then there's spots for fans all over on the bottom. So that's pretty nice. And also, the Azza fan here has a nice little grill on it. I don't know how to get it off. Let's be honest, I don't really need to show you that. Get it figured out. That's another one I don't know how to pull out. There's a dust filter in the bottom. There we go. That's a really nice looking dust filter, actually. Oh, one-handed view problems. There we go. Nice dust filter for your fans. Let's consider it. Nobody likes dusty fans. That fan at the top is super huge though, like Jesus Christ. There's some nice air holes at the top, although they kind of will restrict your airflow a tiny bit, but it's nothing big. This can be noticeable to temperatures. Of course, that nice V-air logo on the Azza case directions tells you this is going to be a vertical air case. The fans will be pulling the air in to your hard drives to cool them. That air will go to the back, which will be taken out by this fan here. There will be air coming in from the top, so you're going to want to have some space between your case and the ground. There seems to be feet on here with it's a very nice feet on here, so they should give you the much space you need. And then the air is taken out from the top. Fairly simple, and it's going to make a fairly good heat conditioner for this winter whenever I don't want to have to chip in for the heat bill. So yeah, that is pretty much the case, as well as your I/O on the top, which I forgot to talk about. You get, of course, 2 USB 3.0, 2 USB 2.0, and your sound. That's about it. I mainly got this case because it is a huge, huge thing. And, you know me, I like it huge. But, yeah, that's my Alienware over there. It's the Azza. Pretty crazy comparison. You should get this case, guys, before they sell out. Goodbye.